It was dark in the cave that we had entered. Still wanted to find Malin. All getting ready. Surrounded by strange plants. We had to look into getting forward. Caverns are pitch black. The darkness will swallow your path as you move. Use torches and other light sources to extend the vision. We had some torches, but we wanted to move through shallow water. Through a strange secret. We found a stone disc. I came across an ancient disc of carved stone embedded in the ground. Something about its strange markings made a nervous thrill run along my spine. I analyzed the markings. Ooh. It revealed something to us. That far away, a part of our path could be visible again. We went on. And were infected. In the wilderness, it was nearly impossible to prevent an injury from becoming infected. Kezia Young's injuries had become dangerously inflamed. We had to treat her. Used the first aid kit to treat her. She felt much better afterwards. We heard some mumbling and went forward to meet some of the islanders. First contact with the people of that underground world was astonishing. They were squat, bipedal, fully sentient moles. They eyed me suspiciously, grumbling that their precious key staff had been stolen by a sneaky, slimy salamander and its hairless ape companion. Salamander had been captured, but the ape thing, Malin, I assume, had escaped. They offered a high bounty for any who would recapture the thieving creature. It seemed I would have to tread carefully here. I could search for clues in the mole village, but perhaps it would be safer to stay away. We would ask them about their tribe. I wanted to know more about the culture of these people. Delicately, I inquired about the nature of their traditions and customs. The woman before me told me of her proud warrior heritage. Trained for battle from an early age, these people were a strong and proud folk. The group of warriors marched away, standing tall and proud as they went. Curious, curious. Let's drink some tea, I said, and travel forward. Another group of islanders was standing in the lava. Warily, I came closer to the moles, who were searching for the dirty ape thief. We could kill them, we could bribe them, or we could trick them. We could not trick them. It's impossible. We would not kill them. We're just not the killers. We could bribe them to stop looking. We would leave for now. We traveled back and looked into the shrine. I arrived at a majestic stone structure. Tendrils of a dark purple fog swirled about, much like the mysterious mists that surrounded the island. We would enter the shrine. Inside was a small shadowy chamber. A long hallway led to the altar room ahead. I took a breath, keeping an eye out for traps. We would search for secrets. And indeed. Beneath some debris, I discovered a hidden trapdoor in the floor. Opening it, I saw a second gloomy chamber. Beneath this one, we entered the hole and landed lightly on my feet in the hidden area below. I found myself among the ruined remains of an arcanist's workshop that had been destroyed in some kind of fire. Perhaps something here could still be salvaged. We would loot the workshop and find... Ooh! 2 cursed totems. Take them. Smiling at my fortune, I climbed back up into the entry chamber. And we looked into the mysterious fog, investigated the altar, but only found some very valuable things. Still decided to leave. We just had to go further. And maybe back a little bit. But not across the lava, we decided. We would go further. And found a waterfall. We decided to rest there for a little bit. Instructed the trek to a halt. The warmth of the fire soothed the stresses of the day. I was challenged to a bet of sorts. Immanuel said I could surely not climb an impressively large tree near our camp. How silly! Yeah, and we could truly not climb. I made it halfway before I lost my grip. I heard a loud pop as I fell awkwardly to my ankle. Immanuel looked concerned. That looked painful. That was so foolish. We would rest. Days of rest, we still enjoy the rumbling of the falling water. This was truly a beautiful place. I have no time to lose, I said. And we marched onward. And found some giant bones in the dark. I approached the location. A figure came out of hiding, showing a familiar face. Victoria Malin. You found me, and not a moment too soon. I saw with dismay that she was limping slightly. She brushed off my concerns with a rakish grin and brought me up to speed. In her researches, she had learned that the key staff was the secret to controlling the ancient machine that we had discovered on our first journey. This machine, the so-called being engine, had almost limitless power. With it, Malin could create infinite land and resources, enough for everyone in the world. To her mind, the future was clear. War was coming, industrialized, brutal, on an unimaginable scale, but with the bounty of the being engine, what was there to fight over? I had only to help her to a nearby portal, a gate left by the Palikao that would let us travel directly to the being engine. With my help, she was now ready to make her way to the portal and end scarcity forever. There was the portal down there. Oh, at the other end. We had to make our way back through strange mountains. And just about everything. Behind us, something happened. Glancing behind I was dismayed to see that Wong Fei Hung was in hot pursuit. We had been dishonorable followed. Worse still, he had alerted the hunting moles in the area. We would have to move quickly. Great stuff. And now? Could go here. We'll have to try. We ran. Found a subterranean jungle. There was something with the moles here. We had to pass. We had to pass them. Or use dynamite. We had to walk past them, or else, to get to the portal. Let's travel. We were attacked by some moles hunting. Ow! Ooh. With their strange weapons, they wounded us. We would see if we could roll like the devil and curse them. Things were looking good. We were alert. But what should we do? We could flank someone. And then attack like a madman. We would try for a good attack with Malin. With our warrior. The wild charge. Would curse them too. And throw dynamite at them. We also went to let them bleed. Their tinkerer would have to feel it. We were burning, poisoned, suffering. We swore they would not be able to stop us. Struck another one of them down and decided to save Miss Catley a bit. Finally, there was time for at least some distraction. was high time we recovered. But there was no time for it. We had to fight. Like there was no tomorrow. Attacked the mechanist, who was intent on harming us as much as he could. Suffering from all the poison. He was stunned. Disgruntled, weak. We slashed and bashed and crashed. Not without healing one of us a little bit. Check the dead for valuables. And we got some crystal shards. There was a shipwreck nearby that we had to inspect. The wreck of what looked like an old pirate ship. I couldn't help but wonder how it had come to rest here. The ship looked like it might still contain valuable supplies, but the rocket planks of the vessel make the search quite dangerous. Too dangerous for me to do it. We would only search quickly. We didn't have much time. Fortunately, I did manage to find something without venturing inside. Some stimulant capsules and some dynamite. We were overburdened and had to relieve ourselves of something. Set alight a pitch pot, dropped the other, and then what? A granular bar would help us for a bit. Threw the other one away. It was just too heavy for us. Portal was getting closer, but we had to tread carefully. Maybe we could heal, maybe not. Found some more giant bones there. The question was, what would they bring us though? We were already tightly packed, and we had no time to move. Still, though, we were curious. Discovered the remnants of some enormous beasts, now picked clean by the subterranean wildlife. I could only hope that whatever had killed it would not return soon. We would only search quickly, would not tarry in such a dangerous locale. We found some animal teeth and crystal splinters. We would walk on. We saw that our rival was behind us. We could now go to the waterfall or instantly to the portal. That was probably the better choice. We were infected. Homie's injuries had become dangerously inflamed. And we healed him. Also helped him on a little bit. Now it was time to approach the portal quickly. Rushing to the portal, Malin produced the key staff, calling for me to follow. There was no time to waste. Connecting the artifact to the portal's base, she rotated it with a heavy clunk, and then, like magic, a shifting green light appeared within the portal. Grasping my hand, she stepped confidently into the portal, but as soon as she stepped inside, her hand became insubstantial in my grip, and the gate promptly closed behind her. My heart sank. I was alone again. But one course of action remaining. Escape. And we knew that was someone and something was hunting us. We, though, already saw the cavern exit, and we had some dynamite. We would go quickly. Without anyone being able to follow us. Stared up the countless steps. I could make out a faint glimmer of light high above. We would return home victorious. I began the long walk up out of those treacherous caverns. Was this victory? I could only hope that Malin would survive to achieve her goals. Onward! The missing director was found. Malin had travelled to the portal. He returned with a lot of provisions and happy companions. As our oryx antelope was happy to join. With a colourful parade in Paris, we celebrated our arrival. Counted the treasures, the shards, everything else, and celebrated. Ha, we would now have a pith helmet available for us. In the shop, one of the Royal Avalon Society men told us. The question was, what else would we be able to do now? They could teach us to look better or to avoid damage from these plants. We decided to study more about the biology of needle plants. We arrived back in Paris at 1888. The Eiffel Tower, or as they said, the Tour Eiffel, was built more and more. When I reported that Malin had disappeared again, perhaps for good this time, the mood in the city was bleak. In the interest of safety, nearly all travel to the islands was forbidden. Fortunately, the explorer clubs were exempt from this rule. Well then, I had found Malin before, and I could do it again. This time I would not leave her behind. It seemed that greed had taken hold of Lux Labs, the Avalon Society, and the Taishi Academy. They were asking explorers to dig up as much buried treasure as possible. We would return to the Royal Avalon Society. The quiet comforts of Avalon's Hall were welcome after the clamour inside. We would look what our participation had brought us. Well, Avalon lost, but we still got something for it. We got a nice hex hat. Studied the spines of books on the shelf, marveling at their age and value. And I found myself immersed in the sights and sounds of the busy site once more. We looked at our friend, the shady dealer, to see what he had to offer. There was a luxury saddle that would maybe be even better. I mean, we had a saddle here. The luxury saddle was just a lot better. It was definitely time to acquire that thing. I was sure I wouldn't regret my purchase. I loved our Oryx antelope. We would continue with Mrs. Catley. Then we decided to take a pause for a few nights. And I would say, thank you for reading and listening, dear reader and listener. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Can, signing out. See you soon, and happy gaming.